Joining me now is business and financial journalist Kristen Myers. Kristen, this is not a surprise to anyone who has watched the rise of inflation, but it sounds to me that those who are seeking new jobs are definitely feeling bolder about asking for what they want. And could it turn into a vicious cycle where higher wages then drive even more inflation?
You know what? And honestly, good for all of those workers that are actually going out there and really starting to demand that some of their employers pay them a little bit more. But I think that's a really good question that you're asking about these higher wages that we have been seeing. You know, as you were mentioning, that reservation wage touching almost 80,000, we actually have seen employers really starting to pay those workers a little bit more. We got that inflation report just a couple of weeks ago, and wages just last month actually ticked up 0.2%, and they're over 2% higher than they were last year. So we are still seeing employees right now somewhat in the driver's seat, making some of these demands, knowing that employers want workers and that they're going to essentially shell out some of those bucks really to get some of those workers. But as you're mentioning, the more income that people have, the more they're going to go out and spend. And the American consumer has been spending. And just as you're asking, will that keep inflation elevated? It absolutely will. And this is something that the Federal Reserve does not want to see right now, which is why they keep hitting us with higher and higher interest rates, really to try to slow that demand and really try to make sure that Americans stop spending so much on everything.
Kristen, it is crazy that we all know we do better when, unfortunately, everyone isn't doing as well. And that's a ridiculous way to think. Are employers keeping up with these wage demands, or are we seeing a gap between what employees want and what they're being offered?
I think there's always going to be a gap, right, between what employees actually want and what employees are willing to either offer or actually give. I think we all have anecdotal evidence of our friends or even perhaps ourselves. We go out and we try to ask for raises, and our employers don't necessarily give us every little thing that we want. But again, we are absolutely seeing wages continue to tick upward, and they have been over the last 2 years. Now, we've had a really, really tight labor market. We have seen that labor market cool just a little bit. We have seen those job openings definitely decrease, but there still are jobs right now for people that want them. And there's still a lot of employers out there saying, listen, I cannot find enough workers to keep up with all of the demands that the American consumer is making right now. And so we are still seeing American employers really start to cave to some of those wage demands and start to give some of those employees a little bit more money. And the fact that that reservation wage, again, that wage that's kind of required to get any one person to go get a new job, the fact that it's hit this record high, I mean, we've only been keeping that data for about a decade now, a little over a decade, but the fact that it's hit that highest level, I think really shows and really is evidence that those employers are absolutely willing to pay a little bit more.
Kristen, don't get upset with me, but I want to ask you about another touchy subject around finances, and that's the housing market. Experts are warning there's no such thing as a starter home anymore. Oh, I'll just get a simple starter home, and in a few years, you know, my wife and I, partner and I, whatever, we'll buy a new home that's 3 bedrooms. They're saying that's not the case anymore. The average price for an entry-level home has soared to a record $243,000. What does that even mean for first-time home buyers?
It is painful out there. If you are out there and you're looking and you're watching this program right now, I unfortunately have nothing but bad news for you. If you're hoping that I'm going to tell you that those mortgage rates are going to go from just over 7% where they are right now to perhaps 3% where we saw them in 2021, it's not going to happen. And if you think that those home prices are going to drop from that nearly 250,000 median asking price, but again, it's a lot higher in a lot of other housing markets. If you think you're going to see a housing market crash, it is not going to happen. Unfortunately, with mortgage rates so high right now, anyone that has a home and that has a low mortgage rate, so anything under 7% at this rate, you're going to hold on to that house. You're not going to go and buy a new house. Well, what does that mean if you're trying to buy a house? Means there's not a lot of houses out there that is going to be available for you. That's going to keep those housing prices high. And again, with the Federal Reserve continuing to give us these interest rate hikes, the mortgage rate is going to stay elevated. And right now, experts are predicting it's going to stay elevated into next year. So unfortunately, just bad news all around. There's no such thing as a starter home anymore. You're really going to have to get together a whole lot of cash if you're going to want to play in the housing market right now.
Kristen Myers with the news we didn't want to hear, but we needed to hear. Kristen Myers, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.